Welcome back to What's Hot. We're still here with Io the Foodie. So this is a segment where we look at what's been trending online or in the news and we discuss it. So first of all, Burna Boy's album. How are we feeling about Tim? How are we feeling about this album?
I love it. I actually do love it. You know, it depends on the type of audience. I mean, listener you are. You know, I mean, I'm quite ignorant. I love Afrobeats. I love serious Afrobeats. So obviously, this album is not as Afrobeats as the previous one, but it's an album where there's about 4 songs that I listen to on repeat. There's just 4 songs on your car, 23. I'm always listening to them. I understand the creativity to it. I like the fact the music, as in his vocals and the production, was really good. His other albums are better.
They smash. The last one smashes. Yeah, this one.
African Giant was a serious for the culture shift, but I love it. It's good. It's different. It's growth. And what I think we need to understand is that Afrobeats artists, we shouldn't just kind of put them into one category. They have to. What do you call it? Evolve. Like we look at Beyonce. 4 is different to Lemonade. There's a growth as an artist. So
I understand that. I think for me, like, it's a good album of itself. It's not what I expected from Burna. I think based on African Giant. Like I was like, I'm waiting for that song where I can be shaking my shoulders. And I felt like there was only like one song where I was like, okay, shoulder shaking. I think like production wise, like you said, it's clean, very clean, great production. But when I think about if I'm doing the Afro Nation, if I'm doing one of those kind of things, I'm not hearing enough in there that would fit that. Like if we're talking about real Afro.
I just think he set the bar so high with African Giant. And I think like he was so close to the Grammy and I'm just like, look, I'm not expecting him to bring out another one. You need to evolve. The artist isn't for me. Do you get what I mean? Like they need to evolve themselves. But like I was just like African Giant was slapped. Like that was like 20 tracks that were banged. I was just like, the formula's there. Like,
but I think the problem that we have is that the audience, we complain either, you sound the same.
This is it's true.
Chris Brown is like everyone. Chris Brown has his sound, and I love it. But people say, he always sounds the same. But that's his sound. So it's like if let's just say Burna did an African Giant 2.0, people might be like, it sounds exactly like this song. It sounds exactly like Killing Them. So it's hard to kind of please everyone, but
you can't. I do think that obviously it was strategic.
Definitely.
And the direction he's gone with this album. But I guess like the original fans feel a bit left out.
But it's like, for example, Wizkid, when he did like I think Made in Lagos, that to me personally was terrible. I didn't like it, and I am the #1 Wizkid fan. Do you understand? And I didn't like it. I think Davido did like a collaborative American album. It didn't sound good, and whereas Wizkid's getting older, the music he's making now is never going to top the songs he used to do, the Dolls.
The emotional attachment as well.
Some of the songs he's doing now, I'm just like, what is that? But it's about finding a new sound, collaborating with new artists and growing. Burna started how many years ago? He's not the same person. So
I think overall we're always going to love Burna anyway. But moving on. Free travel for under 18s has been taken away, or is going to be taken away. So 11 to 18s, no more free travel for them as of October. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's, I ain't gonna lie, I think it's again just another ploy or a system where they detach the people, let's just say the people at the bottom, and mostly people of colour. I'm sorry to say, let me see this correctly, not that we're always at the bottom, but the people that are going to be affected the most are going to be people of colour in poor areas, and getting to school is a necessity. You take that away, then all of a sudden kids now have to start bumping train. Then that brings in a disconnect between the people that stop them doing that and them getting to school, and then the school rings up, your kid hasn't been in school, and then they're getting annoyed because they're like, well, I can't get paid to get to school, I can't afford to get to school, I'm struggling, if I bump the train I get caught, if I don't go to school, I'm in trouble. And then there creates that disconnect that we talk about why are black kids not liking the police, or why do we feel a certain way when police are... I'm not trying to say that this goes across the board, but it's these little things and these little systems that they put in place, and they poke us and they prod us. And then when we react, we're the ones that are in trouble. We're the ones that look like, why are we acting bad? And we have to sit down in the documentaries and go, well, we act this way because of this. It's like, nah, bro, you've been poking me for time, and Nice war. But yeah, I have no. This is just a rubbish system. Bring it back. Bring the money back.
I just think the government want to kill us. I just think they do. I'm sorry, but it's just like everything that's just going on. Everything's becoming expensive, but then there's no work, and then there's no this, and then you have to pay congestion charge, and it's like, okay, I work in Central, I can't do this. Some people it's funny because there's two different lifestyles. We don't know how. Like, okay, the rich don't really know how the poor are suffering, and the poor don't really know how the rich. And generally everyone is selfish. So if it doesn't affect me, they don't care.
Yeah.
So even like when Grenfell, all those politicians that lived there, did they contribute?
No.
Did they say anything?
No.
They just said, oh, they don't like the way that looks. It needs to move. They don't understand. And what Tim is digging deeper, I don't have money to get to school. Some people have to go to good schools and they might have to take a train. Your school might not be across the road to you. So I've bumped train and now I have to pay a £40 fine. I can't afford the £40 fine. And I have debt collectors and I go to prison and I do this and now I come out of prison and then I get into drugs and then I do this and I lose my education all because I have to now pay for travel. And there are some parents that can't afford. Now that a lot of people have now lost their jobs, it's hard. Travel is so expensive.
It is really expensive.
And what age did you say it was? 11?
It's 11 to 18.
What's an 11-year-old going to do for money? If an 11-year-old gets stopped and says, oh, you didn't pay for train and on the way to school, how is an 11-year-old going to get money? Legitimately, like, are you going to give, are we creating a system?
A travel card a week is like £47.50, I think, or 37.
Yeah, it depends on your zones and that sort
really
of thing.
Silly,
I mean, there are some exceptions. If you live a certain amount of miles away from school, you would have your travel subsidised.
It's irrelevant.
Honestly, and they've got, if you're on already, have certain benefits, if you have certain sicknesses. My thing with this is that there are certain people that are going to fall through the loophole.
Always.
Because if you've got a number of kids, you might not be entitled for maybe benefits, you might not have a sick child, you may not live that far, but
you can still be struggling.
You can still be struggling. If you've got
and also
4 kids in that age bracket
school as well, just like going out, going to London, like some kids, like you can go to the museum for free, you can go to there's courts that you can actually just watch trials for free. There's a lot of things that kids want to do and explore, and they bank on the fact that, oh, I can go to London for free and just visit the sites, because especially people that might live in an estate or a rough area and they kind of want to just go to like central London and go to Trafalgar Square and they know they can go for free. That's not going to hinder them from doing that.
So we have to wait and see what's going to happen with that, but it's pretty sad.